Hey everybody, MrFlavorsmith here, and today we're going to talk about the Weber Go Anywhere system. It's a great little portable grill system. I just recently picked this up at my local Wildemar Ace Hardware store, and I'm going to be using it on our new series called Adventure Cooking. And I'm going to be doing it with my son, Junior Flavorsmith. And we're going to be taking this into the field, car camping, tent camping type thing. We're going to be cooking up some awesome campsite meals using this amazing little charcoal Weber Go Anywhere system. So right now I'm going to show you all the features that it has, that it comes standard with. And if you stay to the end of the video, you're going to see some of the modifications that I do to this system to allow me to get an indirect sear, as well as transforming it into a portable smoking system. So stay tuned to the end. Let's get going. Okay, this is the Weber Go Anywhere charcoal system in its closed configuration. Now we're going to open it up and see what's included. Okay, so what you have right here is you've got two top vents that are going to allow you to control your temperature, your airflow through the entire system. And we've got two bottom vents, one on either side. Actually, we have four. There's holes here and there's holes here on both front and back side here. And then you've got three handles. And these three handles are a glass-filled nylon, so they're super sturdy. They're gonna last a long time. Then you have the two legs that fold out like this. Open it up. I found this to be the best way to do it. And then on this side, you have a little latch. To lock both of these legs together works really good. And then now you can move the system around and you're good to go. All right, let's take this lid off, see what we've got inside here. It's kind of nice. We have this little feature. I haven't used it yet, but it holds just like that. So inside the lid are two little round pieces, like little L brackets, and you're able to set that just inside and hold that lid on there. Inside is the Go Anywhere assembly guide. You have your warranty registration guide, and then you've got your Weber charcoal grill owner's guide as well. You've also got a 10-inch by 16-inch grill grate. It's a coated steel grate. It holds heat pretty well. A pretty standard grate. Everybody's pretty much familiar with it, but the coating on here allows you to clean everything off really easy. And inside we have our charcoal grate, and this is made of an uncoated steel that's very sturdy, and this thing's gonna last a long time. That's pretty much all we have on the inside there, and I'll show you actually how this fits back inside there. As you can see inside here, these are the legs, and they're just sitting in there, and the bottom vents are connected to them. There's no screws or anything to assemble these together, so it's gonna last a long time and you don't have to worry about anything loosening or not. The grill grate just goes right on top of those legs, and it's elevated probably about 1.5 inches off the bottom, so we get good airflow that comes in underneath the grate where our coals are at and lifts up to whatever we're cooking. Then the grill grate just sits right on top like that. Nice and easy. Our hood right on top. Open up your vents in the bottom, however you want to do it, and open up your vents in the top. As easy as that. And when you're cooking, you want to get the stuff, the hood just sits there just like that, out of the way. This is what got me really excited about this grilling system, was the ability to control my airflow really accurately for such a small little system. And this is how we adjust the bottom vents. Just lift this up, and when you lift this up, you're gonna see these bottom vents on both sides. And then we go all the way through to the other side, to the back side, and we do the same thing. Then on top, we have the top vents that we adjust just by turning them. And you can turn them to where they're 1/4 of the way open, 1/2 of the way open, or all the way open. Or completely close off one side, like we would do it this way. Close off one side all the way, and keep one side open. And now we're able to do a smoke system. So we'll keep our bottom vent open right here where the coal's at. We'll close this side, and we'll do that on this side as well. Then we'll close the vent right on top of where the coals are gonna be, and then we'll keep the vent over here. This way the air has to travel in through here, hit the coals, travel over to where our food's at, and exit through the top. And then we'll control our heat, our airflow, with just this one, keeping this one closed. That's gonna be for a smoking setup or an indirect heat cooking setup. All right, let's now talk about some of the features on this Weber Go Anywhere. Like I said, I picked this up at Ace Hardware, and it's awesome because my local Wildemar Ace Hardware has them retailed at $71. That's the same price I found them online. So support your local business and pick one up at your local Ace Hardware. Weber says that this holds 6 burgers. It has a porcelain enameled lid and base to retain heat, prevent rusting, and it's easy to clean. The lid locks in place with its legs, so it's easy to transport. It has the top and bottom adjustable air vents to really fine-tune in your desired temperature. It has a durable plated steel cooking grate that are easy to clean. When all set up, it's 15 inches tall from the top of the handle down to the bottom of the legs onto your table surface. And it's 19.5 inches wide. It's 11.5 inches deep. I find that this surface area that's on here, 160 square inches or 10 inches by 16 inches, allows for plenty of cooking surface for 1 to 2 people, maybe even more, maybe up to 4, depending on what you're cooking. If it's burgers and dogs, you can get a lot on there. But if you're doing steaks, it's ideal for 2 to 4 people if you're doing a direct heat. An indirect heat, gonna be more like 1 to 2 people, which is perfect for my son and I. It's fun fact time. All right, I've collected some fun facts here from WeberKettleClub.com. Fact number 1, in 1979, Weber first introduced the charcoal Go Anywhere, also referred to as the CGA under the name Portable Tabletop Grill. Fun fact number 2, the original suggested retail price for the CGA was $73 back in 1979. Now that's pretty incredible, seeing as it's now $71 retail price. I mean, what product over the years that's a truly awesome product goes down in price? I mean, this is pretty amazing. 1979 to 2024, and it's gone down $2 in retail price. That's incredible. And we haven't lost any of the quality. Fun fact number 3, from early 1980s through today, the Go Anywhere grills have remained virtually unchanged with 2 exceptions. In late 1981, Weber changed the leg design for the Go Anywhere grills, making them taller and allowing for the grill to sit higher on the table. And in 2000, Weber switched from wooden handles to glass reinforced nylon handles. They're just a little more durable. They won't stain if you get them all messed up with some sauce on them or anything, so they're easy to clean up. I mean, I kind of like the wood handles, and to be honest, I'm probably gonna buy some wood handles to change them out on this because I really like that nice woodsy look. But hey, this works really good. Glass reinforced nylon is a really great polymer, so you can't beat it. All right, and so now it's time to go over the modifications I'm gonna do to this Weber Go Anywhere system to make it a truly awesome little portable all-around camp cooking system. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna put on here, I'm kind of bummed that it doesn't come with it, but I get it because they're trying to hit a certain price point and not get out of that price range. And they don't wanna lower the quality of what we're used to make up for additional items. But I do wish that they had a thermometer in there. It's just nice to know what your temperature is, just to kind of get you in that ballpark. This isn't a real accurate thermometer, but I'll be probing my meat anyway most of the time, and that gives me a more accurate temperature, but it's good to know where you're kind of at. Hey, is it really too cold? Are your coals still lit or not? So, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stick that over here, right there. That way it's just above the grill and giving me a very accurate temperature. That's gonna go on when I'm doing an indirect cook where I have or a smoking system where I have my coals over here and my food over here cooking, I'm gonna close this top vent, that way the heat, and open up just the bottom vent over here, closing the bottom vent over here. That way the air flows through here onto the coals and then up and over, and the heat circulates over our cooking product over here, and the temperature probe is going to be sitting right here. Our thermometer is going to be sitting right here. That's where I want to read the temperature. I don't really want to read it on top. I want to read it as close to the grill surface as possible. So that's where I'm going to install that. Okay, and then the second modification I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this grill, not quite in half. I'm gonna go 15 bars in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right here, I'm gonna cut this off and I'm gonna separate these two. I'm gonna take a grinder and do a vump, vump, vump. And what that's gonna allow me to do is get to my coals over here and manage my coals. So if I need to add more coals during especially a long smoke session, then I can easily do that without interrupting or hitting this grill at all. And then if I'm not gonna be doing an indirect and I'm just gonna have coals down throughout the entire thing, then I can just put that grill right back on top there. It also allows me to break this down and pack it all away into one nice tight little unit, because we are gonna be using this little Weber mini chimney, and I wanna be able to pack this inside here and to be able to close it all up and fit. And so in order to do that, I have to be able to separate this grate and stick it in there. Let's get to that now. All right, so first things first, I'm just gonna put this up here, and I wanna make sure that my thermometer doesn't hit the radius on the top here. So I'm just going to come up just a little bit. I'm gonna mark basically where center is, go a little bit high, and then I'm gonna kind of eyeball this and give me center mark right here. And then I'll come through and I'll connect these two lines together, and that'll be where we put the hole. I find the best way is to actually use an adjustable square. So we come down here, we go off the top of the surface here, and then we just adjust our height to where our mark was at, come over to where kind of center is at as best as we can. Our mark right there. And I take this little device and I go right where our mark is at, and I just push in, and this will allow us to drill easier without walking the drill bit all around. I like to do that a couple times. Now I just want to put a little disclaimer on here. This will more than likely void your warranty by doing any modifications. So just know that. Know that you have just spent $70-some and you will be voiding your warranty more than likely. I don't know for sure, but that's my best guess. With that being said, let's drill. Okay, I've got my mark right here. I'm using a 1/4 inch drill bit. This might damage my porcelain. I'll go slow and go fast. All right, so I cracked the inner porcelain just a little bit, and I'll show you that. But there it is. It's just a little cracked on the inside and a little cracked on the outside. Okay, so that's what it looks like right there on the outside. And on the inside, it looks about the same. You can see that inside there. Just around the edge, but no bad cracking of the porcelain or anything. All right, now let's see how well this does. Screw that. That might keep that washer on. We will see. Let me just try and stick this in there. All right, a little oops on my part. It wasn't a 1/4 inch drill. It was a 3/8 drill that was needed. So I just had to drill the hole out a little bit larger. Let's put this temp gauge in now. And there we go. Look at that. I also would like to note that the little hanger
bracket here that's on the hood, you really need to be aware that that's there when you're drilling your hole. I wasn't really paying attention to that. I just happened to luck out that this worked out just perfect because the majority of the hole, about 90% of the hole, actually is above this bracket. I only drilled in a little bit to that bracket when I opened the hole up from 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch hole. But it's perfect, and it still hangs up the way it was designed.
All right, I'm really pleased with the way that mod came out. It came out just the way I wanted it to. It did chip a little bit of the porcelain on the inside, but just a tiny amount, and it's all covered up by the washers and everything, so it shouldn't matter. And the hood hangs on the back just like it was designed, so I didn't mess any of that up. You just really want to be aware of when you're making that hole about that bracket, and you might even want to just put your thermometer over to one side of that hole instead of directly in the center. Then you won't even have to worry about it. But this worked out really good. And I picked this little thermometer up on Amazon. It was under $10, super cheap. All right, now that we have the thermometer modification done, we're gonna cut down this grill right now. Okay, so for this part of the modification, you're gonna need your safety glasses, and you're gonna need a good pair of safety gloves. And you're gonna need a grinder. I have a quarter cable electric grinder here, and I have just a basic 4-inch abrasive cutoff wheel on here. That'll do the job nice and easy, piece of cake. Grill out. I've already marked on here 15 bars up, actually 15 and a half, my spots that I'm gonna cut. I'm just gonna cut right through it. I'll start the far side. Closest side. And in the middle. And it's gonna drop. Clean up the edges a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's see what we can load up in this. All right, so I've got a cleaning brush, which will just go in a Ziploc bag in there. Got a lighter, must have. We have our Weber mini chimney with 21 briquettes. We have a bag of wood for smoking if that's what we want to do. This is actually a little water trough. I'll explain that in a second. We have some tongs. If you know, you know. We have a couple of different cleaning things. We have a brush because once the coals are all ashy and spent and everything, I just like to clean everything off real easily. And then we also have a polymer scrape. That way it's not gonna damage our porcelain surface on the inside if we decide to use that. And then we can also use this on the grill as well if need be. We have a pair of gloves, and you need this for two different reasons. When you're working with your fire management and heating up your coals and everything in your chimney, you're gonna wanna use these. Also, the top vents on these, they do not have a heat guard, so these will get really hot. They are aluminum and they transfer energy / heat very, very efficiently, so these get really hot. So you're gonna want a pair of gloves to be able to adjust your vents as well. It's just a good thing to have in here. We have ourselves a temp probe. You're gonna wanna have one of these because this is crucial for any type of meat cooking you're doing. It will tell you everything you need. You don't need anything crazy. All temp probes right now are pretty decent, even the cheap ones. This was $10 and it works spot on. You're gonna want a flashlight. You never know when you're gonna need a flashlight. You're gonna be at least cleaning up at night, and it's nice to have a flashlight. This is a drip pan. And we also have a cutting board. So let's put this all together real quick, the way we want to use it for when we're doing a indirect or smoking. We'll put our drip pan over there, put our cutting board right there. This is where all of our coals are gonna end up going in our chimney, okay? And then what you're able to do is once these are all heated up and everything, you can either keep this grate on this side off, or you can put it back on. Here's the thing, this is what's kind of cool. We'll light these will be all nice and hot, okay? We'll put some of our wood chips on top, directly on there, especially some of the bigger chunks you're gonna wanna do that with. We'll put this back on, then we'll fill this up with water and put it right here, okay? Now that what that's gonna do is when we go to a smoking system and we adjust everything around for our smoking, we've got our thermometer on this side, okay? This is gonna be our cook side and this is gonna be our heat side. We'll close that vent all the way and we'll open up and we'll manage everything, our heat from this vent, and we will open up our 2 bottom vents on this side, closing off these 2 bottom vents on this side. And that's gonna give us our heat from down, the air is gonna come in through right below the coals, gonna come up where the coals are at, the heat's gonna transfer over and it's gonna exit through the top. That's what we wanna do. That's everything, pretty awesome. It's a perfect little all-around grilling for indirect or direct smoking, whatever it is you're gonna do. The only addition I'm gonna do to this that's gonna be on top of this is I am actually gonna put in a little guard right here that goes down into here that folds away, and it'll keep my coals away from this area over here, and I will be able to adjust that. All right, let's put everything back as best as we can.
Subscribe now.
This actually fits within a Weber Go Anywhere, the gas burner model. This I got on Amazon, it's stainless steel. I'm gonna cut all this out with the grinding wheel. I have some bend points that are right here and I'm gonna bend them and I'm gonna create 3 different tabs, 2 little ones, about 1 inch wide over here, inch wide over here, this big one. These 2 tabs are gonna flip one way and this tab's gonna flip in the other way. This is only gonna be about 2 inches tall and this should fit under the grate. So I'm gonna cut that now. Okay, now we've got our width. I just need to cut this piece off. Okay, and now we've got the width, we've got the height. Now I just need to cut 2 into here so we can bend these tabs back. Perfect, now all of our cuts are made, so now I can just bend this tab this way, and that tab that way. I'm probably gonna need to get some pliers, some big pliers, hold it and bend it, or maybe even put it in a vise. I'll let you know when I'm done with that. Actually, these bend pretty easy, so let's just see if I can bend this whole thing now. Right where I want to, probably not. I bet you I can get this to slide right in where it needs to. Let's check it out. All right, so for storage, when you store this bottom coal grate, you're gonna need to put it underneath these leg posts. So what I do is I just pull it out a little bit, pop one side through, and over here, pop the other side through. And then just make sure the legs go back in the holes that they need to go into. Really easy. And then the grate sits on top of those legs now. That way there's the airflow under the grate to come up underneath the coals. And then this, we'll see how this works, but I'm kind of thinking, how am I gonna do that? I bet you, if I were to do it like this and put my coals right here, it'd stay up okay, but I actually think I do need to bend this, so I'll bend this now the opposite way. All right, so I found out that I was just able to bend it by hand as best as I could, and this is what we have. So we've got
2 flaps right here. So this is gonna go towards my cooking area, and 1 big major flap that's gonna go towards the coal area. We put it in here, and if you can see, that flap just rests up against that, and then this just sits on the surface. So the bars going this way, these 2 flaps butt up against, keeping it vertical. And then now we take our little heated area, our coal area, and we put that one in. That might be one, adjust that just right there. And that sits just like that. And then this one, this is our cooking grate, and it just butts up perfect into there. And so what that's gonna do now is, this is my coal area. Kind of works like a Weber coal basket does, but it's just a little divider. That way, and this is made out of stainless steel. So instead of using aluminum or something like that, this is a way better product to use. That type of metal isn't toxic in any way. And this will just keep all of our heat right there, all of our meat right there. And then we can put a couple of wood chips in and here, and easily just drop them in there, put this back on, just like this, real easy. And then this is our little water trough. And we just fill that up with water. And that's gonna keep our cook nice and moist the entire time. So all of our meat's gonna be moist, it's not gonna dry out. All you'll need to do is refill that throughout the cooking process. So if this takes like 8 hours and you have to refill your coals, you just get your chimney, put a new batch of coals in there, fill it up, you dump them back in there, put your heat grate back on, put your water trough right in there, fill that back up with water, and you're just cooking and cooking and cooking. There we are, ready to go. Weber Go Anywhere. Awesome little system, real easy modifications to do. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. That concludes everything about this Weber Go Anywhere grill system and the modifications that I did to it that I think everybody should do if you want indirect cooking and the ability to efficiently smoke your meats. But like I said before, it will possibly void your warranty. Actually, I can just about guarantee it will void your warranty. But hey, that's a small price to pay for a really awesome little grilling system. And I, for one, am super excited about getting this on our new adventure cooking series. So until next time, live a life of flavor.